You're the owner of a small business, which means you're also the tech guy, and HR, and personal assistant, and head honcho, and intern. You could use another pair of hands, like the experts you'll find at Verizon Small Business Days, April 21st through 27th. Get a free tech check, special deals, and more. Call 1-800-483-4428 or visit verizon.com/smallbusiness to book your appointment. Verizon Business.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Hi, this is Tom Cock. Welcome to Talking Real Money. This time of year, many of us think about gifting, giving something to others, and oftentimes at my rapidly advancing age, I think back to some of those memorable gifts that I got from my family over the years. Now, there's always this temptation to give to your kids and grandkids things like toys, books, clothes, maybe if you're really nice, electronics, maybe money. Yeah, I can remember getting a couple of bucks from my grandparents a few times. Maybe money like, coin collection. I used to have a coin collection when I was younger, stamp collection. And then you get into the investing part. A lot of grandparents, they want to give their grandkids like stocks, like I'm going to give them some stocks so they can learn about how the market works and they can learn about a company and they can follow that. It'll be entertaining. Okay. I get that. I get that you want to teach them a lesson while also helping them. But let's talk about the better ways to do that. Now, for young people who have income, they got to have income, got to have W-2 or 1099 income. We think you should set up a Roth IRA. Remember, a Roth IRA, the money in there, all the interest and growth grows tax-free, and then that person, in a long time from now, if they're young, could take it out with no taxation. Absolutely wonderful way to do it. So that'd be my starting point for somebody in their teens who has a part-time job and you can do the money for them. They don't even have to save it. You can put in there as much as they made in this year or last year. Still got time to do last year. So I'm talking 2020 now. And so the cash goes in. You teach people young people, the value of setting something aside and watching it grow. I love all of that. Here's where the argument really comes in. We don't think you should give individual stocks. We don't think you should give slices. We don't think we should give them a little bit of McDonald's because they know McDonald's, or Starbucks because they have a favorite latte there. I would give the gift of VT. VT is an exchange-traded fund. It's operated by Vanguard, a fund family we trust. It's the Vanguard Total World Stock Index. You own the globe. It's astounding, 8,700 stocks. So you really own the U.S. and international. Now, this is overweighted to the U.S. About 58% of the value of the portfolios in the U.S., 41% is international. It's a little higher than if you just looked at the numbers. And it owns a lot of the big companies, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Google, or Alphabet, etc. You get the idea here. But this teaches young people about how markets work, not about speculating on a particular security. And here's the thing that's great about it. It's one purchase. There are no commissions. The costs are exceedingly low. Guess what? 8 basis points to own the world, 8,700 stocks. Now, what does all this mean? Well, here's what it means. If you could put away $1,000 for somebody in their teens, in 40 years at 8%, that $1,000 would be almost $32,000. The power of compounding all of those years, and I think 8% is a reasonable amount in an all-stock portfolio. The past would suggest you've made more than that, but I think 8 is fair. Again, $1,000 to almost $31,920 in that period of time, those 40 years. Plus, you're teaching them a valuable lesson about how markets work, not about trying to pick stocks. We're trying to keep people from being speculators from a young age. A gift of VT, pays financial and educational dividends. And by the way, they can say, I own the world. Just think about that. VT could be Virginia Tech. It could be Vermont. I think it's the Vanguard Total World Stock Index. VT during these holidays could be very timely. Thanks for joining me. I'm Tom Cock.
Talking real money.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only.
Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times.
Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future.
So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring.
Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities.
Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestry, a fee-only registered investment advisor.
Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures.
Are we done now?